Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video. So from the recent World Tournament, I was able to get a lot of copies of this Cyborg Mercenary Tao right here. I don't think he's the greatest unit ever, but he is a pretty new unit, and he is, a unit on some teams that, well, one team that does particularly need it, and that, of course, is the World Tournament team. There's really so few options on that team that I did want to give this guy the rainbow. And again, he is a relatively new unit. He's also on something like Revived Warriors as well, so we could sort of test him out, see how solid this guy might be. But I do think, some of the other units on that World Tournament banner, such as Android 8 and then Grandpa Gohan, are obviously a bit better than this Mercenary Cyborg Tao, but, that's okay. So let's go ahead and head into an event and test out how strong this Tao is. Alright guys, so Mercenary Tao has gotten an awakening. So, before we showcase him rainbowed, obviously we will go ahead and awaken him. I am now over 1,000 of these World Tournament medals. That's very funny. Alright, so we have Tao rainbowed. We have him Dokkan awakened. So now let's go ahead and test him out on a couple of teams. Now, he's not on a ton of teams, right? He's only on Sibling Bond, Revived Warrior, and World Tournament. Actually, I'll keep us here for 1 second because I just want to talk about this real quick. But the one thing that is very relevant with him is the fact that he is on that World Tournament category team, right? The World Tournament category team is ridiculously small. There's not really a lot of power, a lot of girth in that World Tournament category team. So I always do appreciate new units added to it. I believe World Tournament is... Okay, World Tournament's not one I click all the time, but I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. Okay, so yeah, there's our World... Dude, look at this. The World Tournament team needs so much added to it. I mean, I only have, 11 rainbowed units on this category? That's insane. Like, we really need Dokkan Fest exclusives for the World Tournament category team. We do have a summonable LR and Trunks and Goten, but, we could use even more added to it. So, if we would potentially get, like, a Dokkan Festival exclusive like Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks, which I think is actually possible. Maybe they would be on the World Tournament category, just like the normal versions of Goten and Trunks are, which could be very interesting, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and test out this Cyborg Tao. All right, guys, so we're starting out here on the Revived Warrior team. Again, Mercenary Tao isn't on very many category teams, right? Now, the other thing with him is he does get 120% attack and defense from performing a super attack, which is pretty good. Then he also gets 20% attack and defense every single time he's attacked. Now, I actually got very unlucky in that I started out with Tao in slot number 7. I mean, you guys know how it is. I do a showcase, they show up in slot number 7. It's just how it works with me. Now, Tao's only relevant attack link, by the way, is going to be Brutal Beatdown, which Kid Buu has also got, so that's good. So Kid Buu is giving Tao 50% plus Brutal Beatdown, which is really nice. So we got 1.49 million with only one part of his attack buff active is actually pretty good. And, his defense kicks in right here. Yeah, he's only taken 4,000, not bad. So he does still need to be attacked 2 times to have his maximum attack and defensive buff. Then next turn, we're going to have Darkness Toa as well. So, I wouldn't want to... We're just going to finish Vegeta off, and then we're going to be in the Majin Vegeta stage, the final phase already. I think I would prefer if Dokkan event fights would have 5 stages. Like, I don't think they really need to increase the difficulty, but I do think a lot of times these fights just... They go by so lightning speed quick. Like, again, I've talked about it, how I know... Obviously, what Dokkan is trying to do is just make it easier for players to, you summon your Majin Vegeta, and you quickly blaze through the event, the 10 or 11 times or whatever, awaken the unit, and you're good. But, they could add a 5th stage, like a 5th round to these Dokkan events, which I just think would help a lot with some of the transformation requirements and all types of stuff like that. Okay, so we are going to see Tao. This is basically going to be Tao... Is this his best attack stat on the Revived Warrior team? It might be, because, again, under 30% HP, Darkness Toa jumps up to 50% of a buff, but at that point, Kid Buu is only at 30%. So this could be the best number we would see from Tao on the Revived Warrior team right here, because we are going to have Tao's passive fully built up. He does raise his attack for 1 turn, by the way, so you would need a double super. 2.23 is pretty good. I mean, 120% attack buff on a super attack, so that means support is going to really drastically raise his damage. I mean, he's a complete free-to-play unit. That's not, like, that's a good number he hit right there, man. That's a lot of damage he just did for a free-to-play unit. I mean, he is good. I mean, I guess when we consider the fact that the World Tournament category team is so limited, like, him being as good as he is obviously a really good thing. So I guess I'll take it. I mean, he's not really needed on the Sibling Bond team, obviously. And the Revived Warrior team, you know, there's 50 other options you're going to go for over Tao. But that was a pretty damn good, decent number right there. I'm not going to lie at all. So next, I guess we're going to head over to that Sibling Bond team. What I'm going to try and do at that point is we want probably Darkness Toa to get her full passive active, and then probably also LRB Pan. I think should give Tao a higher attack stat than what we just saw, but, you know, we'll see. Alright guys, so now we're over here on the Sibling Bond team. Now, the only thing about this is I realize this is going to be very tricky, because in order, like, I have to have a rotation with Tao fully built up, then B-Pan, and then we got to enter that turn with Toa there, also at the super low health, so we get the nice attack buff. So it's going to be a bit annoying. So Tao right now, obviously, this is her first turn. Dude, defense 29k is obviously not great, but I mean, that's his initial turn, right? Because he gets 120% on super attack, and then he will also build up a start of turn buff every time he's attacked, right? So boom, 20% defense. This is going to be 40% defense, and then he'll get to 60% defense with that next attack. I don't know. I kind of like the two gimmicks together. I mean, yeah, there is a million linked up with LRB Pan. You know, they outside of Shattering the Limit, I don't think they have really anything there. So he's solid. Like, for a free-to-play unit, these World Tournament cards, they have done a pretty decent job here. I think so. These World Tournament cards are not bad at all. Like, all these Awakenings nowadays are very, very useful. So that's the thing. I guess that's how they want, like, people to grind the World Tournament, right? It's like, all right, here's the thing. We're going to go ahead and throw y'all a bone. We know that the World Tournament is literally the worst thing ever created ever in the history of mankind ever. Sort of. Well, maybe that's hyperbole a little bit, but whatever. All right. So the World Tournament is awful, but at the very least, they are giving us very, very good sort of, you know, free-to-play units from it. All right, so we got the rotation that we want for Mercenary Tao. I guess it's hard to tell right here, but Darkness Toa does have her 50% support type buff active. She did activate her full heal. Tao has his full passive built up. I am definitely going to go ahead and just toss out an Icarus to make sure we survive this turn. Oh, good, and it disconnected. Always love when the cord disconnects. It's weird. Some days my cord messes up. Other days it's just like it's fine. It doesn't really mess up. So I don't know what to say there. But okay, so we'll go and activate LRB Pan's active skill. Again, I am pretty sure this is going to be a bigger buff for Tao than what we got with the two support type units. But I suppose it's possible. I mean, because Tao does get a pretty massive buff on super attack, right? And of course, like, B-Pan works a lot better with those that have big buffs just start of turn. But Tao does have, what, 80% attack at the start of turn after receiving all of his hits, so hard to say for sure. I would guess that the attack stat's going to be higher with B-Pan than with Kibu and Mai, but not Mai, but Toa, but we'll see, And he gets up to oh, it's not even close. Yeah. Okay, it's 500 times higher. Okay. 2.7 million. That's pretty good. That's a pretty decent number. I mean, this guy is a free-to-play unit, and his attack stat is only 11,400. So it's not like Tao is any, like, dominant beast or anything like that, right? Like, look at his stats. His stats are very, very, like, low. Like, he's just a World Tournament reward card. So you know, moving forward, I really recommend all players, man, get the missions for these World Tournaments done. Get those tickets so you can summon with those tickets, because some of these recent World Tournament Awakenings and stuff like that, they're really quite good, so you do want to make sure to get them. But, alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Tao's details. Alright, so this is Keen Murderous Intent Cyborg Tao. His leader skill is Tech Type Key 2 and 70% of stats, so leader skill is fodder, but, you know, a lot of units nowadays, you know, unless it's like a Dokkan Festival exclusive or an LR, like, leader skills aren't super relevant. I guess, like, the Dokkan Fest exclusive EZAs, though, you know, their leader skills are good for, like, Battlefield, you know, like Blue Hawk and Goku and, like, Tech Golden Frieza and all those types of units. You know, they've got good Battlefield leader skills, but, you know, for normal events and stuff like that, not really. We'll see if the Dokkan Festival exclusive EZAs at a certain point are going to start to resemble, like, will they be like lower level category buffs or something like that? Like, you know, so for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like, you know, could he get, like, I don't know, like the 130% to STR and then like 120% to Pure Saiyans or something like that? Like, I would love to see that. Tao's super attack is the Super Dodon Ray, which raises attack for 1 turn, does supreme damage, and has a medium chance of stunning the enemy, so he does have multiple effects on there, which is always nice. His passive, Precise Measurement, gives him 120% attack and defense from performing a super attack. His attacks also connect against all enemies, so he has the same ability as Android 13, where he cannot be dodged. Obviously, that's good against Int UI Goku, but Tao is a tech-type unit that you probably don't want to run in the Legendary Goku event. I mean, he's strong, but he's just not going to be a great unit to go against that Int UI Goku, right? You know, if there's another, like, type of, like, Legendary event, like a Frieza event or Vegeta event, and, like, the final stage does not have, you know, it's not Int, like, it's, like, Tech or something instead, this Tao probably would be pretty good there if, you know, if there's, like, a dodging mechanic like there is, you know, in the Goku event. That could be good. And then Tao also gets 20% attack and defense with every attack received up to 80%. So his passive is very good. Like, quite honestly, if his exact passive was on, like, STR Cooler or something like that, like, you know, like, it would be insane. Because, again, like, this guy is getting a 2.7 million attack stat with 11,400 attack, right? STR Cooler is at, like, almost 18,000 attack. So, like, it would be just monstrous. Like, Tao's passive is very, very good. The weak point of him is his links: Crane School, Supreme Warrior, Coward, Revival, Dodon Ray, Brutal Beatdown, and Shattering the Limit. So he only really has Revival, Brutal Beatdown, and Shattering the Limit in terms of links that are actually going to be relevant, like, ever, right? Because you look at something like Supreme Warrior, it's like Jackie Chun, Paikuhan, Nail, God Topo. Like, dude, what link is this? Like, can we not? Like, it's just so pointless. Like, Tao is see, this is the worst. It's like, Tao is already a unit that doesn't really get respect from Dokkan because he's not a Saiyan or, like, a Frieza family member or something like that, right? And then they feel the need to put these stupid, like, terrible links like Crane School. Like, yeah, I know why he's got the Crane Scroll link, but guess what? It's pointless. It does nothing for him. Now, maybe you could say, oh, well, to compensate, they made his passive super good, right? And it's like, well, I don't care. I want his links to be solid, too. I mean, Revival, of course, will be really good for the Revived Warrior team, right? A lot of members of the Revived Warrior team have Revival. Well, I mean, I pulled up not as many as you think, actually. I mean, I guess a lot. I mean, you do have, like, SCR Cell. Tech Cell's on there. Okay, so you do have some good ones. Bojack is on there, right, with Revival is solid. Brutal Beatdown is a good link. And then Shattering the Limit, you know, on some of these teams, you'll definitely be able to get Shattering the Limit. Like, you know, he would be a pretty decent matchup, I guess, with LR Bojack. LR Bojack does not have Brutal Beatdown, though. That's the only unfortunate thing. LR Bojack's still so ridiculous, by the way. He has aged beautifully, by the way. Tao's 12Q multiplier is 140%, which is fine. And then again, he is on 3 category teams as of right now. Number 1, the Revived Warrior team. You know, as you guys can see, he's one of the most recent units added to it. He's also here on the World Tournament team, which badly needs buffs. So I don't really want to be too harsh on this Tao, you know, with this. I mean, I guess the thing is, like, if they would release, like, a Dokkan Festival exclusive TN or something like that, you know, like, some of the stuff like Dodon Ray and Crane School could be very useful, you know, on this team. So that would be cool, right? And then finally, he's on the Sibling Bond team, because, of course, he is the brother of the Crane Hermit, right? Thus the reason why he's got Crane School and stuff like that. So there is Cyborg Tao. Definitely a solid unit. I'm actually really impressed with his awakening. He hit some good numbers today. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.